think the whole idea of Steven Universe is the use of communication. I mean, if you've seen my other vlogs of Steven Universe, starting with the last Steven Bomb, I've always talked about the use of communicating between people or gems. And so it goes with Sadie's song, which is this episode that just aired. Compared to Nightmare Hospital, that gave us an example of overbearing protectiveness with Dr. Maheswaran, this time is with Sadie's mother. I was gonna say mom, but Sadie's mother with overbearing support. Overbearing supportiveness. And I think that's a really cool way of mirroring these two episodes, both Nightmare Hospital and Sadie's song. The episode starts with Beachapalooza coming back to Beach City, which makes me think, did a whole year pass or something, or is this like or is this kind of an event that happens twice a year? I don't know. And Steven is giving out flyers for anyone who wants to participate in the talent show. Well, I think it's a talent show, but it's more like a concert. And he hears Sadie singing this very catchy pop song and says, "Hey, you should participate in the talent show." And Sadie at first is really reluctant and maybe even saying, no, it's okay, it's fine. She kind of does warm up to the idea of being part of the show, that hey, maybe I can sing and that's it. But when Sadie's mom hears this, she and Steven get so excited and try to think up ideas to help Sadie out, be it like, okay, we are gonna make you we're gonna have you with this routine, we're gonna do your makeup, we're gonna do your hair. And every time this happens with Steven and Sadie's mom's support and also excitement to show Sadie off, well, it's basically that, to show her off, show how talented she is with singing, you can see it in Sadie's face that basically all of this is just Steven and her mother doing everything, taking over what she would have liked to do. And she even tells that almost at when she has to perform. She is not happy, she is full of anxiety, full of stress, and she just basically belts it out to first Steven and then to her mother that, hey, I would have liked to do this my own way. This is not me. This was you guys. This was my mother trying to do everything to portray, no, I'm going somewhere else. Trying to show me off in a way that I do not like. And with this, it shows how sometimes parents can basically screw up, be it the overprotectiveness of Nightmare Hospital or the overbearing supportiveness of this episode. You also get like a bit of history of why Sadie normally likes to keep her interests hidden. Be it like with singing. There was like, oh, maybe being a ballerina would be nice. Oh, I'm gonna give you a ballerina tutu. We're gonna do this, blah, blah, blah. And the mom's very excited, but then she gives it up, Sadie, and then she's like, oh, maybe it would be cool to swim. And the mom's like, oh, we're gonna get you snorkels, we're gonna give you some cute swimsuits, and blah blah blah. And the same over and over again, including the one from the what's it called? The soccer, I think. Neighbors. I think it was for soccer matches or something. I really can't remember. Softball. And with that, every birthday getting just equipment for the sport. That's just wow. Like, yes, parents do have they can show support, but you have to level it out, like with this episode. And when Sadie basically tells that to her mother, the mother's of course surprised, like, hey, I wanted to just show the people that my daughter's talented, but she was doing it in the wrong way. She was doing it the wrong way, overbearing her daughter, like, hey, look, my daughter can do this and this and this and this, and the daughter's like, what, dude, shut up, please. And not being that mean, but still. And that just shows that you need communication. And I'm sorry for being so repetitive. Oh God. But this shows that sometimes parents can be so overbearing with their expectations of you. Oh, hey, you like this, maybe you should do that, and blah blah blah. I've read how a lot of people related to Sadie over a Tumblr, how they know how it feels to just be overbearingly supported or even protected compared to Nightmare Hospital, but mostly they just felt connected to Sadie, along with her anxiety at the end when she basically screws her makeup, and also all the hard work that Steven and her mother did on her so she could look at least, so she could look good, kind of like a Jim and the Holograms cosplayer or something. And at the end of this episode, when the surprise guest, which is Sadie, has to perform, this is a really cool thing, and I mean it. Like, there's two things, but first the big one. Steven goes on stage dressed up and with makeup and heels, with everything. He dresses up just as Sadie was dressed up a while ago, along with the makeup, not the hair, because of course that curly hair has to stay intact. That's a freaking adorable hair. It was just amazing. Like, yes, it's Steven, he could do whatever he wants because he's adorable and very innocent, but this, in that scene, in any other show, it would have been so easy to screw that up. But you could see with the audience, they were cheering Steven on. There was no sign of ridicule, and that was awesome. It's just so easy to show, hey, even if you're not of that gender, you can still dress up as the other gender and just have fun with it. And I don't mean like the, oh, I'm gonna ridicule this because it's fun. No, like, genuine. And Steven just doesn't care. He's just dressed up, all fabulous. And I'm very jealous of his eyelashes. Come on, those damn lashes though. And it was just precious. It's like, oh my God, oh, Steven, I want to hug him. He's an innocent, sweet role. And no ridicule from the audience, which was awesome. The other thing, which is sort of big, but at the same time it's a small thing, but it's really good. In any other show, they would have forced Sadie into performing instead of having Steven take over, because he noticed that, hey, that he was originally excited for participating in Michapalooza. It wasn't really Sadie, it was mostly him. And with this, you can see Sadie and her mother talking it out backstage while Steven's performing, and just talking, even though we don't hear it, we just see that they're trying to communicate more, and that's a very good sign. But that's not the part that I wanted to say that it's really important. It's that Sadie just backed down. She really didn't want to perform, and that was okay. If any person needs to, participate in a show or something, and they at the end don't feel like they are ready or just too anxious to perform, it's okay to back down. It's just like with that episode of when Steven, Pearl, and his dad were doing a rocket ship when Pearl wanted to go out into the galaxy again. It's okay to bail. And that's another good lesson for this episode. The thing that concerns me most is the absence of the gems in these two episodes. Returning to the series, we haven't seen Garnet, Amethyst, Pearl, or even a mention of the Homeworld gems except for this one and the and sort of a Nightmare Hospital. They just mention. Well, no, wait a minute. We did get mention of the Homeworld gems last episode, but what really concerns me is their absence. And I'm like, oh, come on! I want to see the gems again. They're like my favorite characters, even though the whole cast of Steven Universe are my favorites. Even Jasper. Jasper's just awesomely. She's awesomely badass, and you just want to either want to punch her or just want to ride on her awesome shoulders. And I think that's about it. Again, I'm going into this blind. I really want to know what's gonna happen next. Hopefully next week I don't get any spoilers beforehand, because I did get a few spoilers this time with Steven all dressed up, and I was like, oh my god, that's adorable. And yeah, basically that's it. What else? Oh yeah, I just want to mention this. From the titles that were released I think about a month ago, I really can't remember, they released titles about Steven Universe, the future episodes for the season. One of them had the title about returning to the kindergarten. It's not that title, but it had something to do with the kindergarten. And I think we're gonna get an arc about Amethyst. I'm just saying it out loud. And there's another one called Drop Beat Dad. And you know, the only character that you relate to music, you know, Drop the Beat, is of course Sour Cream. And that really worries me. There's even a person who basically clicked with what I was thinking when me and that person read the title along with a lot of people from Tumblr. Maybe this is gonna be an episode in which Marty, Greg's ex-manager, comes back and meets Sour Cream, because of course a lot of people speculate that Marty is Sour Cream's dad, and come on, it's obvious. It's freaking obvious, because Onion is his little half brother, and Yellowtail is his stepdad. So it should be Marty who should be appearing in that episode. It has to be. And last but not least, there was an episode with Homeworld in the title, and I really am kind of worried that we're gonna get a war. But that's just me speculating. And so no more possible spoilers for me. And let's see how it goes with this show. See you next week.